So yeah, this is it here. Can you guys see it? Well, yeah. So these are the contents of JavaScript. So introduction, uh, variables, data types, operators, control structures, functions. So this is more like coding, exactly a language. Until now we have seen how to put content onto website. Then in the next phase we have seen how to add styling to that web page. And now we'll see how do we interact with the web page. Like as an user, if I want to, or if I have to interact with the web page, how do I do that? That's what we see in JavaScript. So JavaScript is essentially used for having interactions on website. So what kind of interaction? So I'll just type in here what I'm speaking actually. So JavaScript, okay, is a scripting language. So the name itself says it's a scripting language on the client side, which is used to make interactions or which is used to, what be the best word here is, which is used to have user some to have user or to make user or to help user, I'll say, instead of make, to help user interact with the web page. Okay, so scripting language again, and most people they do a mistake, like thinking JavaScript and Java are the same. So I'll make this as a note that JavaScript and Java are completely different. So it's neither a part of Java or not exactly, or not, I mean it does look like Java. So it's completely different, and JavaScript is essentially written for browsers. So this is a browser centric language, scripting language. So this is more like for for the client side to be interacted with the browser. Like if what should happen if I click on a button, what should happen if I want to change an image dynamically on my web page, what should happen if what if the user is submitting the wrong data. So we'll going forward we'll see the use of JavaScript, why essentially we need JavaScript. Even without JavaScript we have seen how to build web pages. Right now, to have something dynamic, to add something, I said, yeah, I'll call it dynamic, because something which changes is dynamic. So I can do some small changes to my web pages using JavaScript, essentially on the client side. So this is the client side scripting language, whereas PHP is a server side scripting language. Like what if I want to make some changes which should be brought to the front end from the server, then I use PHP. But sometimes I want changes which are not essentially from the server side, but which should happen locally. Locally means in my browser, then I use JavaScript. Okay. So that is what JavaScript. So I'll write here where JavaScript is used. So JavaScript is used to validate user data submitted via form, used to change images, on the web page locally. I say I'll specifically mention it to be locally. When I say locally, it means it's on the client side. Always remember it's on the client side. So JavaScript is pretty tricky. Like users can disable their JavaScript. Like they can disable JavaScript in the browser. So this is the trickiest part. That's the reason do not ever trust JavaScript while coding it completely. Like if you want to code completely in JavaScript, like say the user data validation only via JavaScript, yeah, it's pretty dangerous. We'll see when we talk about performance of a web application or web page. We'll talk about the security of the web page. So until then, just remember that JavaScript is pretty tricky when it comes to implementing it. Okay, so used to change images on the web page, then put dynamic content on the web page. So again, this is locally. Again, remember, dynamic content is again locally. Like we'll see how it happens. And to until now we did not see how to put a date on it. Like you see these little timers on the web pages. Like sometimes the timers, sometimes there will be a date on web pages. So this can be done, to put a date on web page. We use JavaScript to add numbers, to subtract numbers. So like mathematical operations, to do some mathematical operations, we use JavaScript. So until now CSS is for styling and HTML has no logic in it. Since then if we want to like import some logic onto web pages, then yeah, we have to use JavaScript. Okay, to write decisions, I'll talk about decisions. Decisions is like, if and else. If guys who are from programming, they know about if else conditions. They are like, decision making. Like, if what should we do if this thing happens, what we should do if the other thing happens. So to write decisions on the web page, again, this is locally. Everything, when we talk about JavaScript, it's always locally. Okay, and etc. There are a lot of things we can do using JavaScript. Okay, so that is how JavaScript used. So now I'll put a question to you guys.